To say na yanko Honorable Pius Enam Hadzide Atenase. Mother Kuku Majo. Good evening.
Many abonini me dance. Nyame adom ne mo mpai bo na mo mamenka AsaasePa mo studio ha ye kama. First time I'm around studio ha nie.
Okay.
Na afena Matias here. Ewo me mpeso Asuogyaman ewo from Mantem nyina amanfo edi omufidie no etu 107.3 na minim se chese mu studio hano face mo abom homodin papa na wankasa nso mebo abaso adwuma pa o ye no kredie ene akukuduro a nye obi na betumi anya akukuduro aka no kre no se na woka no especially enemre mu a obi tini fie Facebook eke na wakotwere nsem obehu se apolisifo ne asrafo akofa no se yede no ko BNI any kika ho intimidation of free speech aban say anipa fa ho die ye gifre ne pensem adenta komimu ne nasefo na yetumi nya akukudrofo bi tisemo Bonohene mo a mo tumi sorry wakase debi ade ne de ye nyame adwuma enti mpo ewumu mpo a ye beka no wo say yetumi ebom abaso me di mpaibo tawe chi se obetu aso aboa Ghana aye adwuma de woni empanyi a woni omo edi adwuma ewo sa program iso nyina.
Right, everyone quickly every party come on see here but and white you so bompa ni bia na
me dem pa no de me ntwen se obi beka se ko bompa ansa na empire de ye daily routine.
Okay.
Anope bia ye bompa ye magana won but adibako na me ba metie a me ni wo ya dwene se onipa de obetimi adaada yen se na ye nuanom ndisi for daada yen a omo agi to me free NPP abayin sem no ubetimi adaada nipa but to attempt to say udada nyame no is to take it to another level. I mean, why? Empire no eyade a wo se free akomemu na Kristo suma aye frakadam aye ndada ewi akekekete krono na Sunday akoshe fita ana say 1st July akoshe fita say ko bompaye ye boni patrimodin abranti a ne yirafa yefuno boni be na waya wo sei wo kire na adwene ewo nhihye ya yefa kote kwanso gitumi free chief justice intem nsem enti no wahu bibia na adwene mu no enkoye enti watwere letter edi maye nyina yewura Ghana mampanyin ni boni a waye no no ni yire anajo da sumu bag ti say war film ya be fanako oye we nyina wie bebu no ayafa wo madwuma mu over 30,000
Atumpan
ebinumu nhia baako ni papa ni mama nyina old pensioners a wo munti ni nchen ni nuanom nketewa so ono na hwe won NPP adaroma yewra akufo adomu adaroma yafa sa abrantie yi a oye adwuma abanu kra no boy no ka kire me se onu ne ewu no abakra won to be da se eye 1992 want to abada 96 want to aba 2000 want to aba 2004 want to aba 16 want to 2024 ekra wo se want to aba no da ne mfum so ne se abanya wotima e wabada ye adwene nipa ho ati ne so frɛ afa na adwuma mu boni a waye no no wabepam no wo sei edru obeto amane maame nti no sika ni ho nti no ye ka sei maame no da fam
wawu
nanu ya na ye na wotwe da 1 week ye nyansie no mpo wo frɛ se ye mbebo mpaye na nyame no ye fu se sebi oye nipa ye betumi adaada na se de yen nanu so meti ya koji mic se ye kanyame asem ye preach. Ya just in dada no ya bini wo mu akwadru wo mu ama afi de eye nyame pulpit kura na ebegyina so adada manfo. That's the height of it. Minka say empire nye. Me, I'm a Christian. Me ji empire body papa. But Bible no kura kire yen say nye wo a wo hye kɔ na bi a wo tietie mu nye wo de na nyame betie ni ane waye kom a wo da nyame ase e wo na kuma mu a because look, it's a relationship with God. Oh, che konkrona na kire Yesu Kristo nankasa na din wa dance say enye wo a wo bekɔ gina simpie su etietie mu Yehowa enye wo na wo bɔ mpae o wa wakuma mu fita wa wadwene mu fan efri wakuma mu uda nyame ase esa esre bibi no wu na nyame etie wo mpae bo. It's not the hypocrites and the Pharisees. Entimeno say yen na yedada nipa ma afede ba be dada nyame na sade ne de. I mean, I am not too sure faso woso but Ghana ni bia mesre se unya ho ko she fita ko gina baabi o wan ko anytime bia obenya bia kai Ghana kai empenyimfo e wo mpa bomu because ye hear the intervention of God. Because baby aniama ko isese no enye kura. Until let's all pray for Ghana. But yen jai sa nya twumni da ya ye vote to pay gimmicks ya eno ana yeguso ayeye no yen jai enumumu na se adwen sachira ne akoma sachira bi wo ho a yen sere na empenyimfo no mun sachira o madwene.
Okay. Mera se quickly ma yani fie nkomo white ni tia ma me ebisa usa life after elections that is no me question Honorable Pius Enam Hadzide.
Ye kan de hye nyame anyonyam se ye ti ase na ye de ye gidefo na media de bia masema me kan se Yehowa gusu ati ase obema yen NPP fo no ahonden fufuro.
Okay.
Na ye besa na dinkunim.
Ami.
Now if you go on the streets right now, oni mpenyin anankola, oni obi Ghana for edin komo a. Onbeka kire say NPP for na omudi ade a timamuni bia Ghana for nyina wo munya amemu so mfaso.
NPP aban
anytime obeta hwe yeraje ekufo nkola omo primary school ko JHS ombeja school fees tua NPP apenso nkola be ko school na eduane omo bedi enye awofo edadwene biom school feeding NPP for apenso sebi NDC for apenso unya kwensha na moje tuwumpo na wontumi nkasa se sika eni uboto ma yenhwe ye friend cash and carry se nipa unni sika wo ho but ye din hihye bia ba because yare wo hoyi enkra embo kokko ansana ebeba aba NPP aban ene din hihye ye eba ya emre bia se wo sika wo ho unni sika wo yare a ye behwe health insurance hihye na making. Nanui secondary school for me debia me papa ka kire me say nka enye se na Asaase bi na okoto ya anka secondary school me ko nka mebre mimi nim nkrofo na ye wo JHS na omo no mo kire made but school fees secondary school fees intino omo ntumi antu aso anka enye school amako kakra me gindi se Bonohene me ni obetena ha nwumre dis ankomo yi enti anka yewura akufo ado ni NPP aban bantem anka yetina akonwa so che ya anka mennuano mu anka mennim so ma ben a che me time ana ye wo JHS ni nasefo no anka enne anka omo ye doctors ye professors me see NPP fo nkoa na yetina akonwa so a Ghana ni so ye hiani o so ye sikeni o so ofri sremu ofri bi ehifa na ofri o ye oba o ye obemo usunu unya amemu no so mfaso.
Yeah.
Enti yes lose dear ye lose, but sometimes no nyame so far kwan bi so na wa manipa ehu onu ankasa ne new nyam. God would sometimes obema wafa enti bie bi mu a ebeye dene, and then you realize say nyame nanka baby na odi mi namu ana me complaining no nka hokra ye.
Sir, Israel for a point in time nyankopon ja omo pemo
sa
ono aka so be lead you omo so da bi omo pe nipa da sani amana lead you omo kopem ye
sa enti giving the opportunity no Ghana for ombeka no kre because they know me bisa say a DM na NDC for all the time omabebu man every year Rollins apenso abese ene era John Dramani Mahama apenso wo de kire me ne ye de aba Ghana fo nyina ya nya so mfaso kire me ba ko mienu bi
pro poor policies
ebi we minka say NPP eye se bi aban a eye government or party of angels wo ye dia ye nipa nkwan di mfumso ba ko mienu bi beba magia to mu eba so a uka no kura kwanso ye begia to mu se wa ha ne de achia kakra ya nye ne ye nipa mfumso beba enti se mfumso ba ko mienu bi ba ya na ye de ye ni mumu akofo kosi onsa mfumso no ba ko mienu na papa ne nyina no na ye to egu a ye ene ye be ho no endada frakadam krokro de John ena ye be hu no se na ye hu no ye nkobo mpa ye me ko preachi na Ghana fo no de umia yen kane abo ya tumu nsuo bo ya tumu ye dada yen say o ya tax so endru na wotwe baako wasa echi wo si ye wodom wo parliament certificate of emergency ya ba ye sign the tax abe pim so e de amayen ene utofuela liter bia enye gallon no liter bia gallon bia eye be 4.5 liters enti gallon bia utua be 4 cedis 50 pesos gallon bia enti wuka no say eye 10 gallons ene fili wuka by the time wa ube free pump no abaya wo musi omu na eye papa no ube free ho no na omajiu be almost 40 cedis omajiu be 40 cedis eni ne wechire enti wo furu trotro no kra no saka no enye driver ne ka wo obepe nyansa kwansu na odi wa chiche na obi atu ebi enti transportation akosoro na transportation kosoro so a mi mamia of course mi mamia okofa eduane a oba beton no malata market makola eni be bia no onu so di transport na koi enti eka no wo a wuti wo fie a wo betu ebi wo so una ya be dada nano na metimi nua Sam George NPP minister okra Land Cruiser twa picture nefa ko to Joy FM mu sister station enne nano okono o se Land Cruiser bako onim onu no de Land Cruiser no 3 miensa bako di nanim ena bako sa di nachi okra Lexus registration number kra ne so chese onu Ghana mra ne se utoka register no onu Ghana mra no kra mfa nyehwe enti otumi drive unregistered car na Land Cruiser bako di nanim bako so edi nachi na dispatch police motor kwa hwan edi nanim we chap abrantie ya na catcher yen say uhu minister okura Land Cruiser bako kura twa picture nefa ko 2 media na gu nanim ase onu de okura 3 enti no ya besre NPP fo enti na wafremi abaha me ba be kan nkabom ye Bryan Acheampong na sema o ka no eni ne se nkabom enti candidate ben na ye de ne be kwa party ni nyina ye betumi atai na chi aka ye ho abomu de na akon okon no ebiom candidate ben na de no kwa wakukuduro NDC fo no Martin
you ready the home Martin quickly yeah minim sa NPP as a political party I believe in and no mamiensa say party no call opposition or betina no ma reflecting or ma rebuild the party no na or ma make sure some be recapture power again baby I do know I bra party no reflecting so far reflection no What is saying?
Reflection no ye gusu aye yo min jindi se ye wie da bi o se ka ye ho no kran party bia ukwabato a uhia ne mebi me de bia me can say the 4 or 3 M's of winning an elections. Machinery,
Okay.
eno na ye efidie no, the vehicle to deliver the victory. In this case, party no. Yen party no it is saying from polling station to electoral area to constituency to region to national any impo international diaspora for no. Me dem susu say e wo say yetumi sisa niam ni bi mo nhemu kina. Yen ye party no mo no. And I'm happy said there's a process to do some amendments. Nipa per party no bebre wo fam. Omo pa kwanya asum party no. Ye ma o kwanya. We should expand the base of the party in terms of the structure.
Base ni ye mo ho kwan mo nsum party.
Nipa na omo ye dwuma no. Nipa per akwanya na ye dwuma. Ye friend say ono so ye party penyin o council ahenefo no be. Ye frɛ NPP fo a beba nye say ye betwen say edu abato keke na mekwakoto aba. That's what the sentiment on the ground is. And there were 5 polling station executives at this point. Ubisa polling station executives na nkasa ombeka kire say omo akra no omo nyaya ebi mbeka omo ho. There should be a sense of ownership among 4 person omo hu say party no omo so ka ho omo dia prekope. I think that we should take advantage of the constitutional review process na ye now. Say ye betumi anya expansion be.
Oma proposal limited expansion say delegates no 5. Ye di menu abeka ho amana 7. The whole Ghana delegates NPP mu be 80,000. And ye enough.
Well, what can say omo ye expansion?
Yeah, limited expansion.
Well, me the whether limited or not expansion, ntino ye ko ye nimu ano no. Ebia ye binumu ye nyaya anka numbers no kwa nimu kakra chensa. Because a dome wo famu a omo prese omo pese omo so ebe ka ho no omo nkura dibre no obi a ho se yesu ye ka ho no omo do so bebre. But at least say half a loaf they say is better than none.
Yeah.
So there is an effort to expand, and I stand for expansion, whether limited on. But I would have wanted some. Enche kurano. It was say to me move party no kudu baby. I say we a party near. It was say that's right. It was say usu to me echire wadwene, especially in terms of electing our leaders. But you must also know, say, once you have a responsibility, you also have an obligation. And to party no, for instance, in the payment of dues. Yen nyina ye to your dues say 1 cedi kura na party kakaka yen nim say ye want 5 million members straight omo wo 6 million members straight na say ebia bosumi bia obi abetua 1 cedi to be in good standing amanfo eye krado so mo be ya. That alone is a huge revenue stream for the party. But that may be in the long term, because I was say you to me yen shishe bi and sana, because we have to have a register of our members and be sure say omo aye ka omasem no omo na. That's right. So I know say ebi anu enye enne and I say chine ya, but there has to be a clear roadmap. Say we are approaching it incrementally. Say waka say limited expansion na ye ko yenim na ye ko, but we must be clear in our mind. Say the end goal no say party ye party mo no NPP party no mo no we obi a ukra krata say we party near ye do so say ye take it in good standing na e do so say ye take critical decisions ya wonso no ubekasa. So I think that those are some of the reforms that we should also look at. And again, your party no for good reason ye appointments for many of our portfolios, deputies from national through region to constituency, deputy general secretary, deputy organizer, deputy this, deputy that. Yeah, but me ya some of those deputies no yen to swaba. And some of those officers, elections and research, for instance, and say me feel say strategic, and they hear some special expertise be, and no who the same chairman me and the But deputy organizer, deputy youth organizer, deputy woman organizer, I come in kuya. You bet to me to almost abamani.
Why? I didn't hear
Because you see, Ushadiana, in some instances, in Penya appointments, no. Omuankasa war. Nientia omo appointing Crawford. It may not necessarily be say
in the interest of the party.
Competence.
Okay.
What you say? Ebia me umami akwenya say me enko appointee. Me hwemu ania me kasa kire na obeti mase no. Me bid no. Me say okay. Me dia obi anim say me o Bryan Acheampong. Enti no ye kwakoto aba. Me say tuma Bryan Acheampong. Enti nipa me say tuma Bryan Acheampong be tie me na wato no. Ebia na makofa no.
As your deputy.
As my deputy. Enti se djuma no kura no me nka say yen deputies no to omu betumi aye ebi bebre na eyo. But we are talking about building a strong party for the future. Deputies na wo ho na omu ye djuma no omu ntra ho afibo. How do we build a robust system for the future? And some of those conversations have come up. Say I was say to me share na yen review na ye pese ye hu no na ye share again. I think that the disciplinary structures of our party, no, yeah, you weak kakra. Nti impenyin hwe. The party monko ya obi asori na open oye. So we have to have a critical look at our grievances and disciplinary procedure in the party. Any nyama hu do bebrea.
Basa party no mra wo and mra no state ne clear. We be di bone and I will show an attitude of indiscipline. Yenya no A, B, C, D. And yeah, matter of say almost stamp authority. No mama mrana ye juma.
No me to was here. Enter me kasa ye miemu. Oh, ukomu say there. I believe Article 3 of the party's constitution. I suppose deals with constitution name say with the grievances and disciplinary procedure. But ushemwa a laxed constituency executive committee ne would to me say an regional executive committee and national executive committee and they would to me say or mobile refer a matter to the disciplinary committee. And you know, se bibi kosu wo constituency mpo na se obia nimsa di enkoye na chairman anje antumu at the constituency level representing the constituency executive committee say disciplinary committee enhwemu a and they na asem no ekonkon ho disciplinary committee nso ewie wo mu edwuma no nyina omu ntumi nye ho hwe omu de beba back to the constituency executive committee and I say the relevant say regional and I say national na afi omasan asi hunkunya. I believe say in some matters no disciplinary committee no kra no should be clothed with powers enough to punish instead of the recommendations, no, because omuno yentu omuswaba. But constituency executives no omo to omuswaba into be take decision bia o kai say echina me sign call about na hu obi a say bi unim say papa wo din ana say wa hondin bin a me sign call about oni biom na ogina mechi ababua me say okogina obi foforo chi ebe hamia na that's right. But this very committee for no dear yentu on swaba structure no na appoint won enti say omu etwe obi aso a nipa no nim say enye executive bia. So I feel say we should look at some of those things. But yeah, me ken nyina no me Pius Enam me nkomodi a many party for no di any sentiments are ofem any aspirations are me so me work for them for the rebuilding of the party no enu hu adwena making enu nkire say enu na ye adwene no papa ewo wiase nyina but obia emfa na adwene mbra na yembobu. For instance, parliamentary candidates na no mo kwa abato today ayeka say obi sabebrea they still remain the faces and the voices of the party eye bampo a omuna ye frɛ won because omuna amafo kai won na no ya na moko gina party no dimu a mo campaign ma party say sika e wo party no dimu ye to aba ne wi a parliamentary candidates a women win elections ni nyina no sisi ano chese omunye obi ebiom na reject it.
Wow.
About to keke kura within the scheme of things kura no parliamentary candidates that down nyina no omo no nka ho. Well, now we hear sa nipa no ne nua bi ti nche na ohu a motivation be na wo mu say oh minsu minko na minko minfa mi hu bua for de na minbua party na minsu minse misika minse madaje say na ye de ye obi fufura na afi na obi a wo be hu say omu betwi omu, especially in areas where a little difficult for the New Patriotic Party, because party bia won in strongholds.
Now you're a parliamentary candidate for Asuogyaman constituency.
Correct.
Why you're former CEO of National Youth Authority, former Deputy Information Minister. Do you feel rejected in the party?
Well, I cannot say that I feel rejected. Okay.
Because persuma was some the why you memu nimdia wo expertise ahodoa o no ne senior worker say who say you're sidelined from the party.
Well, I'm speaking for a lot of people, not me. And okay, former Deputy Minister for Youth and Sports, former Deputy Minister for Information, former Chief Executive Officer, and son maybe parliamentary candidate. But there are many of my colleagues are parliamentary candidates here. Kasa na omuti omunfifi de ye campaign na nya sa akwanya yibi. Nti say ye ka about one say me as former deputy minister ebia metumi ato aba because sisi no e cover yen former appointees, former ministers no.
Yeah.
Na minu bia onu no sa akwanya no wenya nso e.
Okay.
So in terms of the reforms, these are some of the sentiments here. Among for coming on your journey say ye kwako ye reviewer parliamentary candidate now or wo ho no until ye be yi fufuro bi no e wo say party no aguso ayusu no, because really and truly udiema eyembra Saturday
omoboka
na yenka say NPP for eba hwe say wan mu na eba
who now ye leader
who na man for kai
MC ni DC ne kra mo ka.
That's right, because who na wakojina what muntu aba no mame. And people see you as the face of the party, even up till now.
I know Bokao.
Now, when then, Saturday, I'm free. Saturday, I'm not telling all my colleagues, but who be someone party, no, Sisiano, constituency, and some of them share with me platforms. I also Kurano, parliamentary, we are parliamentary candidate, who ye the Wukan constituency executives, no. Now, Adiano ye call ye 7th December. Ebinumu 8th December, 9th December. Na constituencies ni be start say omu candidates no free platforms no be so.
Wow.
Oh. So some of our colleagues feel say, and I agree with them, say we should take advantage of the constitutional review process no. Na yenhwe na yensie se ade ne nyina na nipa emfa odo ahokeka enigye yenyina yenka yehumbumu into the 2028 elections. And I'm happy. I commend National Council, I commend NEC, I commend Steering Committee. Say, we must share process be as towards the review of our process. But let us not be pretentious about the near or say yeah, be ye preko.
Okay.
Me who say ade no pese ye but ye pese ye be ye na ye but ekunko ho bi sa ebi no ye be ya. Let's be bold at this point and do the needful. But
right. May say quickly, I'm for a proposal. Nami Aduma 19th July, 18 days to go. National Delegates Conference, Ebekoso. Na amendments ahodo, constitutional amendments ahodo ebekoso based on proposals ahodo amount for edi aba amount for proposal top bottom approach and a top down approach senke be ya yento presidential no enwie answer na ye beba down kra no a ya ba down akọ polling station electoral area coordinators there and the keka ho wonu won yadwen.
Well, me
person for Bryan Acheampong.
Well, and I'm in Bryan Acheampong, adwene kyerɛ wo.
Okay, we can watch we na Bryan no na.
Well, we dey mamen ka Bryan there no because me kasama na dey na akwese enema no bebre no ni dey na yetie ni dey nso na ye dey be adwuma. Bryan say wono no wogya to mu say there is value in the proposition say presidential aba no yentu nintem.
Okay.
Na presidential candidate no onyamre na nesese oye no na waye. Until he is not opposed to an early primaries, presidential primaries. Now early primaries no, I will say to me tonight na yen define early no, no kremo.
Definition is early.
Because yes, early no a china na se chinechi. Se musi January 31st dia. Up to now, yemma yembie yakwenya se obi betumi akọ Asaase ye campaign. Na yebebie at the end of July. Then it means to say obi pese odi presidential candidate ya o man 6 months say on fanye campaign.
Yeah.
Onu Bryan Acheampong no de say echinampo na yesi yen hyase ya waye krado. Obetumi aye ne campaign and a message beko. Ye gidi say we have what it takes to do this campaign. But ebia na nye nyina na betumi aye no sa. Ba party aye wo musu ye hia obia se ye wia obia de ahokeka na enije ebeba. Nti se obi wakoye nhihye bi na obi esusu se o anka mo ma memre kakra e ka ho a anka misumetumi akwa, because we have 276 constituencies. Nti no se nipa no obeko constituency no ba mienu kura ede a 6 months e kai 180 days obey ne saying 276 constituencies. Na se nipa na ntumi anya ni nyina echire no wakotra ba bi so party ni nhihye e na ambo ame na ya wudie bi wonimu a sa nipa no obeye den ni ne chitafo abeka party no ho.
Nti wo wish say nkomo opi nominations
enti no nka ye ya na yen consider obia na onu Bryan ne de onim se obetumi aye campaign no ne momu yen consider obia enti ye tu no January 31st na kire se be 3 years na ye de ama candidate no eye ne momu se anka ye no 2.5 years so that's enough time to market a candidate towards the presidential elections. We are just talking about 6 months. And I said so mudi 3 months bi kwa kanwa na sa nipa no so afi na kuma beto ne yam se wokona wanyampo a se weluso a wonim se omi kan ye no party for tiemi aye ma America kra 3 months o 6 months o that 6 months na ye be sacrifice no mfaso ebe free mu aba eye obia beba together enijie ni ahokeka foforo bi ni nkabomu a ye de beko no sa 6 months no the benefits no eye greater than say ye benya empenyifo ne bia mbeti ada na they will be blaming the party say party no e de amfan hihye ana party no de hihye bi ba ya the arrangement short changed them and omo chichiri omo nsa egu omechi.
Honorable, I'm not getting it. Minyani ye. So me to see here January 31st January 2026 no too earlier na.
In the view of many in the view of many people now, and I just shared with you say you were 276 constituencies in Kweo. I was so called university and tertiary campuses in Ina because test conformed to Aba. Abrochine fonso to Aba. Diaspora fono to Aba. So unya 180 days ya. Yene de ye nim say ye betumi aye. Ye nim ya honden. But ye wo party mo ye yen hihye ya yen ma nen cover obi aso because there are people in the race who may not have what Bryan Acheampong has. Enti san krofo no uye na se mpo Bryan Acheampong na wini a obi ti ne fie say anka menya 1 week kura kekeka ho a ebia no wini o but obegina sa ebia menya 1 week menya 1 month no ebia no original no so once they are complaining say 31st January no emboa won no me I believe say a few months eka ho a ensa hwe because candidates anka yebe ma no 3 years no afi ya ma no be 2.5 years.
Right.
I feel say a decent enough a time.
Right. Honorable Obi Suba argue say Sankrofo omatwe omuti nyina no oma carry omo who say they are prudent enough so betimi lead the party no to recapture power in 2028. And they know say oma pay omu dues because answer no be between say or per se o 2 franc lead the party no na wonim say we pay the dues base ni nim no enti say be man time bebre say be man short time no say what ton hu ye na party for no pewa
Debi o was say cycle round also kosre o see ahenefo no. As for knowing you, people will know you. I believe that do na among anyone me speaking for my candidate will be end him no. What share politics as well starting call round e wo Ghana nyenne.
Ba omi amanfo nim no kene amanfo nim when adenimo wagina jogate.
That's right.
So
but it was say omo sign call na obuoni ni die kwan so no. Omo di omasem embedan delegates for osi ahenefo. Untumi ntina nkran na why na say nkrofo amanfo nim me entino ombeto abana mami there be also wudi wa this ready koto omanim. And I'm saying that 180 days 276 constituencies enti obe na saying ebia obi wo ho a ono no wo systems bia in place a ono betumi akọ obi so ho onya ne saa. And I'm saying that there is a danger say they are complaining say one tia me catch you say people are complaining say time no too limited for them. And I'm saying that I don't want say complain but after the elections and anka ye di kakra bi kan and say bibia ebia would lose maybe 3 months or 6 months but near ye benya free mo no more than say ye be prepare ye ho na ye benya winner bi Bryan Acheampong be wini afi na obi tena be so I mean ade na omo nim say Bryan no wo ahonde obetumi akontentem enti na omo eye ne sa. Then that's number 1. Number 2 ni say na no obi ba me office and odi video bi be kire me e was Central Region. He has a video of constituency officers independent ya o and ye party executives ni bi ekota afufro bi echi independent candidate ina no mo ye campaign tia party no.
Hey.
Yes, or the okra video no. Nti sa nipa no onu eda ho ye electoral area coordinator. Oda ho ye constituency officer. Wo a delegate album na say yansisa delegates no e wo fam answer na kwakoto aba no. Onu no kan delegates for no ho.
And so party ni nana Kumasi.
And na nipa no every central obisa me say onu na onye executive but odi ne ho boa for de ne sika na daje eye campaign no. So who say the processes to elect the next flag bearer no. Sankrofo ikro ya ene sankoto aba no. Enti me obisa me say me no me gidi say 2028 no. Nti on say sorry no nko ye campaign ni bi omu ana. Anka wa answer be no de baba no. I think say such people no party no emma akwanya na efemufo no empasi a verdict on them. Uba na se uye electoral area coordinator na constituency executive na campaign tia party na party fo no ni omu ni wo no omu nkanwie so omu di ubeko bi omu a wa ubehu se afufro beba abeji wo dibre na wa ubehu.
So by extension operation ke ye polling station lesson electoral area elections constituency ye ba national answer na yato.
Well, me Kasa, I'm saying that I'm throwing these propositions into the air say impenyin ensusu ho.
Okay.
Na yenhwe. But I had already told you say early presidential primaries ni there anka eye. But ye bet to me so say na ye too early we no temtem no. Say anka ye bet to me so aye those lower level elections no so tem. Anamboa. Say ye to me two presidential primaries no tem na ye a. And they said to me too near can so tentem na aye.
Yeah.
And yes sir. So that nipana office Central Region all these are challenge no ebreme no. Ono so no ni challenges would have been resolved. And the presidential candidate be obeban e bia sanipa kra no open no. But what the constituency executive no okoye campaign tia party no any electoral area coordinator no okoye campaign tia party or the omuhu ebufuo eba betwe party ni nyina aso se o we mu ene sai kwakọ elected. So I think say party executives, National Council, NEC, and the National Conference, let us be alive to the sentiments of the party people. Some party for no cano. Yenti na supemu. Na say ye to me yen shishe na be 2.5 years before 2028, which is like the middle of this year instead of the beginning of this year. Na yetumi fast track the processes ni nyina ye ten na yetumi enya ye flag bearer by the middle of this year anka problem bi ene ho but say we nyina say yaka na empanyin se wo da bi ye no de ya adwene kire yen say ye ne 31st I know na beboa. Look, I am telling you, Bryan Acheampong, he is a disciplined person. He loves the party to the sense near party in Penyibeka or the Bay Juma. It is a 31st December, January, and I be to Abana. Yendi ya krado, but anya bia ye wia. E hunsun so bia ni wa na. Won't people feel short circuited? Won't there be anger in the system? Na afe na ye kwakọ time wanka ye candidate na ye wo say ye kwakọ ye campaign afe na ye ni na mo ye pacho eni na say are we sure that is the only consideration here some of us we have.
Right. Madam, I feel we are joining you now. Honorable Pius Enam Hadzide, spokesperson for Honorable Bryan Acheampong, and Yanini Din Common Rewa AsaasePa 107.3. Quickly, why Bryan Acheampong? Is it because we free Eastern region? And now we're from the Eastern Belt, and I will support to Bryan Acheampong. Why Bryan Acheampong?
There be Bryan Acheampong because Bonohene only party for a din Kumasi say ni omo kan say hit wa your party mududu tension no do so dudu wetimi wa kame no e do so dudu na to the extent say utie mpenyimfo no kasa no tie ni ya komia kwa say nkufu bi ekasa ene omuni ye ene ma 2024 no ye lusu ye na utie voices ni videos ni bia uye den a wo se ehadwene etino se ye kwakoto abana wo a wo se obi ekasa ene ma wo lusu ye se sanko yiwa ye yiwo wode wo so na nipa na ono no ni kasa ne ni yente ulusu ye no ono no ye de be wan wo to me say obetumi ahye me bo say oh ono no dia this time ne dia owo eduro bi anase owo to me bi a obetumi ama sa nipa no waka na no atomo. But we are saying, you follow the argument well. Oh. Yeah, kasa ye kasa lose na yentumi anwini no ye kasa ye obi anankrofo bi ekasa se omumpe yen yasem se ye na ye be kwako winning ti no ena omu kasa ya ma ye lusu yi enti wusan ko biomu a afa die na wo be ya sankrofo no omu kasa biom na omu ko kasa biom na ya sanko tena opposition biom ana ena number 2 wusu a wo kasa ema obi lusu yi no se wo de ye tuma wo na wo kwa nia onu no susu se ye no kro se nye no onu na susu sa wo ena o ka se wusu a yesi wukasa ene ma yelusu ye no se wusu sisi ya no yedi wukwa wudi ye mbo nsama o yembo awo.
What is the guarantee say ni para so be kana no atu
sape eti yedi sana osono mi enu no kese no 2 elephants no na omu ukun osoro ho a na yen efamufo no na yen ye ebre eti why Bryan Acheampong because sisia no party for no say ye pe candidate bia onunu ni ho son oni obia eni problem bia e wo party mu oni obia ni problem bia wo party mu enti wo wini a afanefa ne nyina eni no ebetumi aye adwuma enti he is a compromise candidate and a unifying factor within our party the NPP. Oni obia eye fine na me no Bonohene me party mu ami wo no enye nipa na mesum no party no na mesum no to me na hia me to me a ye de bebua Ghana fo to me a NPP or see a hinifo a yewo fam yensu yebete yebenya emu faso ene ukwa school feeding ana omo minister kra ebeka say sisi ade gale ene oil ene omo de ma enkwala na say NPP woman organizer wu tie me ana say police station ni awusu nanka nano me constituency public toilet kwana ye brum crofo pamon crofo NDC for so omo no mo wini enti no e wo so omo no mo hwe so eni na sefo ye wini bi omo a na uye party ne na wo so nya sa kwanya wo mpa school feeding ene ye di garini oil ene ma nkolai se NPP wini na NPP woman organizer bi na beba na onu di red papa bi e diama ye nkolai a omo be didi a woman organizer no umpe because Bryan Acheampong is saying that muma yen ka ye humbomu na yen din kunim emfama yen nyina NPP fo nyina Ghana fo nyina e na medical ka che say NPP pe na ye party oba Ghana fo nyina nya so mfaso so Bryan Acheampong will unite the party compromise candidate na oye compromise candidate no so no or you be a or say what other attributes. Look, I am telling you, Nimniako candidates be wa omono ebikurano omo problem omo wono kurano a chain bibia. So you're Bryan no dear. Or ye unifying factor within the party, or ye compromise candidate in the NPP no, or say war strengths bakumi no be. For instance, Ushe Ghana for ye to aba ndodo na ye bebu no na bebu no so no koto aba opese ohun ni hu e wo nipa na oto aba no edima no nti Bryan he appeals to a lot of demographics or ye young, relatively young compared to all the other candidates nti bebu no na opese ohun ni hu e wo ni next president no mo say ohun Bryan ohun ni hu. And a lot of the bebu no research here even my kokwe committee ni ye research ya yankasa ya ye eni ni ami yankasa me di meni hu yi during the campaign any elections no bebunu no bebre ena nto aba ye koto aba ohwe sentinel lines na ewo ho na empanyin edu doors wo mu bebunu bebre anto aba na sankrofo no nyina so ye wugide se ankomo eto aba ankomo beto ama yera NPP enti yera Bryan ebe ye candidate na bebunu no hu hu ewo nimu na what on the ground ye nano ye ko University of Media Arts and Communications in some way bebunu no can say Bryan Acheampong knows what's up. Gen Z is 4 pen Gen Alpha 4 pen millennials in super pen any pensioners in so a pen and he has a proposition beer for the people of Ghana. A mudo evidence to attention to oka na semwa adanse wo ho say we waye bida nti obetumi aye. For instance ukoni constituencies say a betifi oye 4-term member of parliament ya impenyefo e wo ho nyina over 65 years I believe or 60 years busumi bia opeka krama ho waye ti say welfare bia say na eti ye tie wa brochire America yes obi biara emfa ho party awudom
Ewa betifi entino abetifi forma na kwenya ena omunya sa mfaso no ni aye ka kire Ghana fo no say ye de yeru Bryan Acheampong kwa ye ma na kwenya se na abetifi forma na kwenya ni omunya no Ghana fo yesu ye ma na kwenya na yesu ye benya sa. The proven record is there. 107.3 na insem no ebi wo ho a eye kukwemu nkomo ye ni delegates fo no hia ena ye beka but we also need a leader who is courageous and bold. When you say Bryan Acheampong, when you say soldier, yeah, former.
Now you know that soldiers don't leave men behind. Now Ebanesena yetuaba 7 months near a constituency like Ablekuma North. Ayawini. Obiem nim say Yawini Ablekuma North. Ebanesena up to now. Yeah, declare. There are many constituencies that we won. NDC for the Takashini and your ding and a bit Jeffrey and Sem. I'm telling you, Bonohene, you know.
Yeah.
Uko Amasamaya, Amasamai. we want Amasaman NDC for the Enyodin tema. Enyami na mika electoral commission for impenyi for babontin beka say declaration no ma ye no eye force ye betu she won so e force won so omunye declaration me bu ana.
Yeah.
Electoral commission penyipa na kasa wo e na be kai. Look, you're Bryan Acheampong. The kind of bold and decisive and courageous leadership that you offer, no. Adia ye NPP dia ubi ambeji influence. Adia ye NPP dia ubiara biara ni wa obeji influence. They don't leave them. He doesn't leave his men behind. And you know, yes, delegates. She impenyi aye wo party no mu ayewura Mahamudu Bawumia, former vice president, former flag bearer kan ho. Womu nyenkola wo. Woma beni pepepe ye. Omumu bia din bia mate se ope president edi. Ye mana kwenya president omu betumi edi adini ye. Ne mumu kwan be ne be fa so anya kwenya na ansa na edi president no. That is the problem. They are great people. But me no media tutu say, look, like in the Bible, edi kanfo Moses and the Israel for a try quantinting. But Nyamishi shall say, do baby no. Even Udi when Nibe shake and no promised land no.
Nice.
But any one audi on beko.
Yeah.
Nyamishi shall no, a do baby a son ebano. And ti Bryan Acheampong see or dampen for any nasi. You are Professor Albert Edubuaini. I'll break the culture of silence. The first flag bearer of the new patriotic party. You are John Ajekum Kufo. You are Nanado Dankwa Kufuado. And you are Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Bryan Acheampong has enormous respect for them. And he continues to say they will occupy their place of pride in the party's history and in Ghana's history. Nemomono. Nya Moses no mo aye. Edi abedru baby aye dru sese no. Ye hia Joshua odi yembeko bosha asase no so. Enu nkyere se mpanyin na omudi kan baaye no yetu omakuni dabi. E wo say yetu me rescue a perishing country. Enti e wo say ye nyina yetu me di ye ho boafo de. Manya ne say me de aha na me wo. It's easy say you be follow the crowd no. And na no aha na me wo. Look, anka sa na Israel for ye na. Anka mbeka so na Moses na ye di na chi enti Joshua kope ube bitina anka men do promised land no. Again in the Bible ye gidie for Bonohene wusu ye Christo ni. You haven't heard about Apollo. Bible no unimu and somebody planted and somebody watered.
Yeah.
And the two are so somebody harvested. And the anka the kanfo no ye say oh me na me planted and me ma Apollo akwanya say ombe water masomu na Apollo so say me na me water and me ma obi na onu so asomu a. I mean na this is Yesu Christo testimony na me ka kire wo no.
Okay.
So the party is at a crossroads. And nunti na Bryan Acheampong na semo oka mi akrasa no waka kire me say Pius ukui se unim na ukokasa tia party penyi ana se party ni bi ukoye kasentwini atemdidie ende kasa ehunti etre party mpenyin bi se utaimechi nti no sada no ensihebium meaning wetu nkwanta ya pai.
Okay.
It's say onunu he wants to protect the unity and sanctity of the party.
Okay.
Na afi ankamre wo mu na me bo Bryan Acheampong profile kirewa ubemu ne say ye businessman wo Ghana se bo ba ku mienu a obeka ho unim say the biggest hotel in Africa near Ghana nko near West Africa in Africa Ghana nidia the dindi Bryan Acheampong unim
yeah.
Ghana ha wo ba na upe one of the biggest IT companies into IT on Nidia or companies are who do be busumi so Otua nipa almost 3,000 otua onka.
3,000.
Yes. He has a staff strength getting to almost over 2,700 okobe. Because you see, Brian no onye dede e won nade ho presec oko presec. Be 8 or 9 or 10 years ago, or see 6 unit masters bungalows. Ade aban anka aban uko presec say ade aban. Governments have come and governments have gone. Adia aban nankasa entumi anya no. Bryan Acheampong esi baby a teacher for no any masters or mochira de beda no was him 6 units e de ama presec. Me kan no obi si me boa because onim. But oye because onunu onye de day won ade no ho. Na no radio station be frame me say Bryan Acheampong how many children does it Nema no you say na me so onu ankasa ne de Nema mienu but on man baby so on tias uko Achimota school ene Bonohene you can check, you can send your producers and your journalists uko Achimota school say ya ubenya over 70 students. Bryan Acheampong ene hwe on school omudidie omatade bibia yanka nkyere wa hu onye hu dede nti meka say ni manu mu doso no na journalist no ntiase.
Right.
So he is somebody and meka say ye can business and ye can obi a kakra e woni nsemu a ye wo opposition ye obetumi aka na yonkofo eni na danfofo. He is resourceful to the extent say he can mobilize the necessary resources here. Wo polling station, who here posters, who here t-shirts, any ahonding a wudi be kono wo ye krado say onu betumi ansa na obi kra abebo ne chidomo a sanipa no ye Bryan Acheampong onye dede wona de ho so ya to cars ya to moto anka oka me metumi di one dance here between 2014 and 2016 ansa na be 2016 abano na me make political aids to the then candidate na do danko akufado me ne asensubu achemo ne Eugene Ahin ne Charles Niteko mu ne Fatima to Abubakar na Pagati Sulemana ne Musa Superior mu na ye na ye ne akufado ye dwuma me hu obi a waboa campaign no chen ye Bryan Acheampong.
Okay,
I'm telling you na afei no usare ba krata ehumemu academics unim say Dr. Bryan Acheampong okra doctorate information systems University of Ghana Business School.
Wow.
PhD osan ye doctoral candidate terminal stages Buckingham University PhD in security and intelligence. And you buy people more that's a doctor na ye pedia ono no ye doctor wa being papa okra masters bebre. So he's a blend of successful business and successful academia. Or you'll be an adwinemu, just an adwinemu, a dopa papa. Now, no, University of Media, Arts and Communication, UNIMAC, echo deliver a lecture. Professors are much radia ewo ho. Okasawi no professors ne say Bryan Acheampong has come to teach us Kafra. He has taught us, he has come to teach us. Professors you were being. But ubi besie o na se we nyina ye nim emfa Brian ho a ye koyina na ye mbre na ya ton no Bonohene enne as a student of politics baby aye gina say AsaasePa mu nyina wo ho asase mu wo ho technology aba no enne marketing a marketable presidential candidate no enye din
yeah
mini wo kasa nwumre Ghana baby a etie yen
yeah
maybe a twemu no nanka ebeye din because it was say one kasa wotumi nante eko ifiefie bia mu ansa ene Ghana phone nyina beye 80% we are consuming content on our mobile phones, not even radio, not even TV.
Yeah.
TV beka ho na radio beka ho dia marketing a winnable presidential candidate no enye din kra.
Okay.
Enuntina senkamre wo mu a memma wo history upon history.
Ya ba Bryan afi ya ko deep na ya profile ye.
Mate me say me boss aba. Me say me boss aba. Me say me boss aba.
National chairman.
Ane.
But who propose to be national position be?
Oh, there be impenyin ewo ho a omundi kan ye bebo mo chidon ye beta omo media mebua na yewura Bryan Acheampong abedi Frankatuni na impenyimfo a ye be yi won national chairman general secretary mo no abone chidom na ye nyina. Oh, okay. Oh, opinion minimum pa. Minimum pa.
But is it true, sir? Is it true, sir? Mampanyi Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo na Bryan Acheampong uba. I know it's a hard question.
This is the second time in one day that I'm going to have to answer this question. Yebisa me wo AsaasePa ewie. Minti nukrenya menim. Minti mini Bryan din komo pa. Oka ne yem esem kire me pa. Minti but ya minim ne se Bryan accompanying for bebre ho wako yewura John Ajekum Kufuor enti me gidi se wako yewura Akufo-Addo enso eho but you see media anka me anka sane de se china Bryan frame me se Akufo-Addo esi opemasem na obetime echi a nka me ni beji pa wo. Now, these are the people on whose track record we are going to run the elections. Kufuor and Akufo-Addo. Now, say we are candidate. Now, I'm paying for you in Taiwan. Where are they winning?
But Kufuor,
and I'm because me paibo no.
Okay.
Say me sorry for you. Say me won paibo bia. Nka enu na me boss say. Sam paying for you in Taneche. Omuntaneche. How can you win an elections in the party and in this country? Akuku damwa sebi. Omune G party si ho. Look, Akufo-Addo no oye nipa. He may have made one or two mistakes. Ye nyina ye nipa. But uyi yewura Kufuor sinchen ya. Omampenyin bia especially in our Fourth Republic. Our boadwuma yewura Akufo-Addo abo. Check it sector by sector. Agriculture. Me see Bryan Acheampong buy ya obeye planting for food and jobs phase 2 no ni document no enu na NDC for a year front page no and almost sisa cover no almost ye feed Ghana dito
okay
so agenda 111 ya or the chassis pacho me buy a serious question pa mama so agenda 111 ya yewura Akufo-Addo di buy sporting facilities ye be buy na AstroTurf e Ghana ye betumi akan even on this my fingers inside Akufo-Addo be free on na ye were over hundreds of AstroTurfs. We are going to run any election after 2024 on the track records of John Ajekum Kufuor and Adodankwa Akufo-Addo. And say yenya candidate bia or enjoy something for your support her. Say ya chofo for na tonkwemu. But you see Akufo-Addo ayeke. If he's going to support Bryan Acheampong, he has shown that he has the knack for identifying talents, grooming them. Now yewura Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Say Akufo-Addo kroya in the buy.
Yeah.
Or identify no. Now or your banker, brilliant banker. Banco. In fact, John Ajekum Kufuor can identify no at a lecture that Dr. Mahamudu delivered in London. And Kufuor say okay. Until deputy governor no ebe toy no. And Osimo Mfama no. And Akufo-Addo so identify no. Until if Akufo-Addo can identify talents like Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, so on some country and say, was I identify talent for fra? Was I legitimate? But like I'm saying, me media need baby, I'm just saying it. Me bo nyamimpa say Kufuor, Akufo-Addo, Akukudame all party no nyina no. Be
declare support.
And declare mo support. And fama Bryan Acheampong. Okay. That's omunta omechi, omunta nechi. But as we speak, I am not advised. Say impenyefo yi edi wo mo support edi ama Bryan Acheampong. But ya me beti yampa ebo.
May I say Honorable Pius Enam Hadzide for your time.
Happy birthday.
Spokesperson
Happy birthday.
For
Happy
Honorable
birthday.
Bryan Acheampong, former CEO of National Youth Authority, NPP 2024 parliamentary candidate for Asuogyaman constituency, former Deputy Information Minister. Yeah, that's it.
Now, me wafa. And then and coincidentally, me and me papa wumi Anthony Achu Hadzide. And then soon any birthday.
Okay.
His 86th birthday is today. So you share the same birthday with my father. And yes, my biological father. And to me wafa and me papa Memamo Awudapa, and Mr. David Kankambuedo, incoming NPP national chairman.